All right, today's a big day, folks. Should I turn off the air? Probably. The new tie-dye Starbucks Frappuccino came out. So I'm in the car, we're gonna head to Starbucks. I'm gonna get that drink and I might actually get something to eat too because I'm freaking starving. Just filmed, I do have a video on this look if you wanna know this makeup look. It was the, actually it'll be up after this. Yeah, it's coming, but yeah. I'm starving, Marvin. So we're gonna get going and test out this new drink. I don't even know what's in it. I kind of don't want to look it up first because I just want to be totally surprised. But I asked you guys on Instagram to ask questions for this video, so I have tons of questions. So we're just gonna hang out, drink some drinks. If you enjoy this video while you're watching, you can give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, I upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time.
Hi.
Hi, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. Can I do that grande tie-dye Frappuccino?
Yeah, you got it. What else for ya?
Can I do a tall nitro cold brew with sweet cream?
For the cheese box. Perfect. What else for ya?
That's it.
We'll see you just around the corner.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Where's my, oh, I have a gift card. It's not the best when you have a gift card that you totally forgot about. I'm on my pillow, but my pillow is currently a little on the flat side. I've been trying to find a new one. If any of you short people have any good pillow seat recommendations for the car, let me know. I usually just get like a really poofy one from like TJ Maxx. Short people problems, you know? Okay, so I've got the goods. I brought my own straw here. We got a metal straw from Amazon. Okay, so I've got to say, it's not quite as tie-dye as I was expecting. Like based on the promo photos, there's a little bit of pink down here at the bottom that I'm assuming is like probably raspberry syrup or something. I don't actually know what's in here yet, but it's mostly just like yellow. There's some exciting sprinkles on the top though. Wow, it's hot in here without the air on. Okay, here we go. First sip. Should I mix it up? Do you guys mix your Starbucks drinks before you get them? What the heck? It literally just tastes like a vanilla bean frappuccino. I don't know if my location didn't put enough like syrup in or something, since it is just like yellow. I taste like a hint of something, some kind of fruity thing. Well, it definitely tastes better to me than like the pink drink, purple drink, any of the other like crazy ones that they've come out with. A lot of those to me taste like straight up Pepto-Bismol. I also got my usual, if you have not tried the Nitro cold brew with sweet cream, it is so good. It's like thick and creamy and like not overly sweet. It is bomb. Oh, you guys, I cannot believe that just happened. Like, dripping from my nose. Jesus Christ, look at my shirt. It is all over my car. The guy told me to watch out for the lid. All over. Okay, this is fun. You guys, look at this. Fully down my shirt. Awesome. Do I have any wet wipes? Shit. Nope. Life rule number 1. Bring wet wipes everywhere. And Clorox bleach pens. Neither of which I have. Alright, well, I still want to continue on with this video, so is it off my face? Let's get to answering some questions over here and pretend like that didn't just happen. Okay, so I screenshotted a bunch of questions from Instagram. I just did the little like, you know, question-y thing where you just type it directly in, which is, I will say, one of Instagram's best features. Okay, maybe I just need to fully mix it. Tastes the same. All right, there are a few questions about this. Kids. Christine says, do you want children in the future? I picture you such a cool mom. Just jumping right in with the personal questions. Yeah, I do. I definitely, like, when I picture being older, I picture, like, older as in, like, in my 50s and stuff. I definitely picture having, like, a big family. I love the holidays with family and just, like, having everyone together and stuff, so that's definitely something that I want. I'm not like as excited about like the baby years. Like I don't feel like I have baby fever or anything. I'm not like dying to pop them out right now or anything. And I also don't know if I would need to adopt or have my own kids just with my health issues. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see when the time comes. Did a brand ever contact you angry after you gave their products a bad review? Oh yeah, for sure. There's so much shit, you guys. Not as often with makeup, but I had one brand that actually offered to pay me money to take down my video and change my opinion. No, thank you. Miss Jordan XOXO says, I hope this isn't too personal, but how long have you struggled with your chronic illness? Since I was about 11 or 12, I'm now 27, so about 16 years-ish. But it's definitely gotten worse over the years. I didn't used to have, oh, this guy's just practicing golf right in his front yard. I didn't used to have all of the back and neck stuff too, and a bunch of other weird things, so it's just like kind of stacked up. I gotta take my Uggs off. It's friggin' roasting in this car. Visiting Seattle for my birthday in November. What restaurant / bakery cafe is a must? Why? Fave item. Okay, so I have a ton of, actually I have a list on my phone, so I'll just read some of them. But I have a ton of Seattle recommendations. I did a whole Seattle travel guide video. If you're visiting here, definitely check out that video. It talks more about like the places and neighborhoods and stuff you have to see. A lot of people come to Seattle and just go downtown and think like that's Seattle. The best places in Seattle are not downtown, in my opinion. Like, you got to go to Gasworks Park, you got to go to Ballard, Fremont, Capitol Hill. There's so much stuff outside of downtown, so definitely make sure you get out of downtown. The favorite bakery is probably Macrina. The one in Upper Queen Anne is really cute, and there's also one in Soto, which is like by next to downtown. I have so many favorite restaurants here. It kind of just depends on like your area, but there are so many. I actually have been debating doing a blog post like on my website of some of my favorite restaurants. Let me know if you guys would want to see that. Since I get this question a lot, I could just like copy and paste the link to you guys when you ask, so I think I'm actually gonna do that. There's a new rooftop bar in the U District called the Mountaineering Club. Super cool, like 360 views, cute atmosphere, drinks. They do have some food and stuff too, but I would go there for like sunset for drinks. How old were you when you started wearing makeup? What sort of products did you use? Back in the day, so I think I could wear my first like makeup item in, what was it? I think it was in like 7th grade when my mom started letting me wear makeup, but I literally could only wear white or light blue eyeshadow. I'm like, out of all of the things, why light blue eyeshadow? And a little bit of mascara and I think like lip gloss, so it was not a good look. When I got in trouble in high school, they would like take away my eyeliner as punishment. Thinking about changing your hair color ever again? I like the black, but I'm curious. No. I don't think I'll change my hair for a very long time, if ever. I just feel most myself with black hair. I might like add the extensions back in, but honestly I've been really liking just having my hair. It feels so much lighter, and I've been liking wearing it like curly, wavy lately, just natural. So yeah, probably stick with black for forever. It's getting kind of worse as it's melting. Now it tastes kind of like pineapple-y or something. Mackenzie says, if you could only give one piece of advice for the rest of your life, what would it be? Probably to follow your gut. I feel like that can go across like relationships, work, life, family, whatever it is. If you follow your gut and your intuition, it's usually right. Lindsay says, how do you maintain your weight so well while traveling? Love your personality and vids. Thank you. I don't. I don't know why a lot of you guys ask about health stuff or working out, maybe because I showed like working out and talking about like a healthier lifestyle, but I struggle with eating healthy daily. I really do. I think if I like had a personal chef who could just like cook every meal for me, I would eat healthy. Like I would have no issue. It's not the actual food, it's just the convenience. If I prioritized cooking every single day, I would eat so much healthier, but I just don't. I would rather spend that time working or hanging out with people or walking. I've been trying to walk every single day, so I guess that is something I do while I'm traveling, especially. I've been doing it at home too, but I try and walk about 3 miles every single day. I find that when I'm traveling, I actually end up walking way more than that, especially like when I was in London, we were walking like 9 miles a day. So I would say instead of taking like Uber or transportation or something, wherever you can, just walk. It's especially fun when you're traveling because then you're like seeing new things as you're walking and it doesn't feel like you're really working out. Melanie says, what does it mean when only a portion of a video is sponsored? Love you. Love you too. It means that most brands will sponsor like a either 60 to 90 second or 2 to 3 minute section of a video. So the entire video isn't technically sponsored, they're just sponsoring like a portion of it. If you're doing a dedicated video, which I never do because they don't perform well, no one wants to see like one review. Back in the day, that was the thing where if it was a sponsored video, it would be like a dedicated review on that product. Now almost all sponsored things are more integrated because it performs better for the brand and for the creator who's making the video. So usually the entire video isn't sponsored unless you're doing a dedicated video, which I I don't think I've done in years. Like I rarely ever do a dedicated sponsored video. How did you come up with the name the Tayla? You guys, I have no friggin' clue. No clue. I have a horrible memory, so there's that, but I also literally, I don't even remember making my channel. I have no idea how I came up with the Tayla. Zero clue. Sorry, there's not a good story there. How do you cut your crest white strips? I fail every time. Okay, so if the white strip is like this, horizontal, and normally you would peel off the entire strip, place it over the front of your teeth, and then fold it under, you basically just cut that horizontal piece again horizontal. So instead of whitening the back of your teeth, which you really don't need to do because no one sees it, you just get double the strip because then you can use it for your top and bottom. Will you ever visit Australia? Yeah, for sure. If you went back to school to get your master's, what would it be in? I would definitely get my MBA. If you were to get married now, who would do your makeup? I think I would do my makeup. I maybe would have someone do my eye makeup, or like the rest of it, I would definitely have someone do my hair, but I would probably end up just doing my full face of makeup myself. Speaking of, how do you manage to keep your relationship private? It's just as simple as not posting about it and not talking about it in too much detail. Like there are certain things obviously that I want to share with you guys. I try and keep a balance in my life of protecting the things that I really care about, but also being open with you guys on social media. So for me, it's nice to have one thing that's like totally private and to myself, since most of the rest of my life is on the internet. Would you say that Seattle is as expensive as California? It totally depends on the area in California. There are like parts of California inland that are much cheaper than Seattle, and then there are parts of California like LA, Malibu, that are just as expensive as Seattle or more expensive. Seattle's not a cheap city. Property is super expensive. Living here is really expensive. Food is expensive. It's not a cheap city. I would say it's about the same living expense wise as like LA. Amanda says, how do you cope with anxiety? I don't get anxiety, so I can't help you with that. I've never been like a super anxious person, and I've never really had anxiety, so I have other things going on, but anxiety and like mental health stuff, I really haven't had to deal with that. I'm schwitzing right now, it's so freaking hot. How do you manage your chronic pain? How do you avoid feeling defeated by it? I just don't let my mind go down that path. I've had it for so long that it's just part of who I am, part of my life. Try and really focus on the moments like right now that I feel good enough to be filming and like living my life, you know? I think it helps that I've had it for so long because I've grown up having to learn how to deal with it versus someone who lived like a pain-free normal life their entire life and then something happens. I'm editing this back and I just wanted to pop in because I feel like this made it seem like I don't ever have bad days, and that is not true. I do, and sometimes you just need to cry it out, acknowledge it, and then, you know, start a fresh day the next day. It gets hard. Like sometimes I do have really challenging days. I think one of them was in like a vlog a couple months ago. Sometimes you do just feel fully defeated. And I think the important thing to remember is that hopefully tomorrow you'll have a better day. And whether that's mentally or physically or whatever it is, always have someone that you can talk to when you're going through it. I always call my mom and usually Rach and my boyfriend. So it helps having people that you trust and that you can talk to about it. When you grow up with it, I don't know, you kind of have two options. You can focus on the bad or you can try and focus on the good. And that's what I try and do. Okay, getting hot. Do an AC blast. Oh yeah. How did you and your boyfriend meet? Is it hard finding guys that truly want a relationship? As far as the second part of that question, you just need to be upfront about what you're looking for. If someone's not looking for a relationship, then there's no point in wasting your time and trying to like convince them to be. They're not in that mindset. My boyfriend and I met on Tinder, and I actually filmed a video with Tinder like 2 days before I went on that date with him, and it ended up working out. So Tinder can work, people. Do you ever miss living in San Diego? No, not at all. I grew up in San Diego. I never wanted to live in San Diego, and I never will live in San Diego. It's just not for me. California is not for me. I could see like San Francisco, but other than that, I wouldn't live in California. I just don't like the vibe. I love the Pacific Northwest. I could see myself living in Chicago, Boston, Denver, maybe New York for a little bit, but that's like pretty much it as far as places in the US. Nashville maybe, I don't know, like other places, just not California. Do you think that your skin is slowly getting oily again after Accutane? It's definitely getting less super dry. I do still get some dry patches and my skin is still on the more normal to dry side, but I don't get like oily throughout the day, but it doesn't seem to be as dry. So I don't think it's going back to like full on oily, but maybe in like a year or so it will. It's definitely still like if I don't use super glowy dewy products and like moisturizing products, my skin will look super dry. Natasha says, do you ever record a full video and then when you're editing decide to reshoot it, or you don't like the idea for the video anymore and scrap it? I actually rarely do that. I usually like to keep those and post them because people in real life, we all mess up. Like we all don't look like our makeup is perfect every day, or we don't like how something went. Like that's just reality. You're never gonna be perfect. So I just would rather kind of keep those videos. Like there's this one Shadow and Schmooze video where I posted it, it was like a year ago, and I was wearing a beanie. I felt like shit. I think I was going through like a really rough migraine period or something the last few days before filming that video, and I think I had like no sleep that day, and it was a bad video. Like I looked rough, and I knew I looked rough when I was editing it back, but I just figured like it's a Shadow and Schmooze. I was talking about other stuff, and there were so many comments on that video about me looking like an egg, or like, wow girl, you look rough, I can't believe you posted this, doesn't look like you. Like there were some, you know, some comments on that video, and I kept it up and it's still up because that's life, you know, who cares? Are you bisexual? Nope, I am not, but all the power to you if you are. Are you by any chance interested in doing ASMR videos? Your voice is so perfect for that. So I did one ASMR video that was like a makeup tutorial in ASMR, and wow, was that polarizing. It was kind of just like a fun thing to try, and I actually enjoyed doing it. Like I did find it to be really relaxing. I don't watch ASMR videos though, and I know for a lot of people it's like something they religiously watch, so I'm not really like into it, so I probably wouldn't make more of them. It was just kind of like a fun thing to try. What is the biggest plot twist life has thrown at you? Honestly, probably YouTube. I always thought I was gonna be like living in the Middle East doing something with Arabic in Hebrew. Like after college, I did not picture myself living in the US at all. I thought I was gonna move abroad and like stay there. So after getting into like marketing and other things, senior year of college, I decided to get an internship after college in Seattle, and things just kind of like happened. And it's so weird to look back on, but I'm so happy with how things turned out. But yeah, that was probably the biggest plot twist because I did not see that coming. Any update with the laser treatment? Actually, yeah. So I did laser hair removal down there at the bikini area that I talked about in multiple videos, but I never did like a full video on the experience. I kind of regret doing it only because it has like basically fully grown back the same. Like it's no different, and that can just be me, because what I learned is that even if the hair is dark enough above the skin, you can actually have like light roots. So the guy said that's probably what happened to me. Like I probably have light hair at the roots, which is why it fully didn't kill the hair follicles. So basically it's just growing back exactly the same, but that's okay. I tried. It was worth the try. But if you have dark hair at the root, like at the base, then it should work a lot better. Did anyone ever judge slash question you for pursuing YouTube as your job? I never pursued it as my job. It was always like a hobby for me, even up to the point like when I had a couple 100,000 subscribers. It was still like an extra thing I was doing. Yeah, I was earning money off of it, but it wasn't my full-time job, and it wasn't like my career, and I never ever thought it would be, and I never really wanted it to. It kind of just at one point didn't financially make sense for it to not be. I was earning more money doing YouTube than I was doing anything else. So for that reason, I feel like I didn't really feel the judgment. It was almost just like, oh, that's cool, like you make videos on the weekend kind of thing. But now that YouTube is my main thing, I feel like I do get judged, especially when I meet new people, when you're just asking each other like what you do and stuff. I usually start off by saying I work in digital marketing, and then if they ask more, then I'm like, I make videos on the internet. If they don't pursue more, then I'm like, great, we don't have to get into it. But people don't really understand, and there's not really a good way to explain it, and people don't really get it unless they already know about YouTube. It is what it is. People judge you all the time for it. It's all good. I'm doing my thing, and I I love it. I will say though, if you are pursuing YouTube as a job, my one word of advice is don't quit your other job until you're making equal or more from YouTube. I just personally think like that's the best way to go about doing it. You're not struggling to make ends meet if you do that. You're not taking on opportunities that you normally wouldn't take on. If you don't need YouTube, you can just make better judgments about everything, like sponsorships, your channel, everything. There's not as much pressure because you have other income coming in. This is a cool question. What about your life / who you are now would most delight your 8-year-old self? 8 years old, very specific. I don't know about 8 years old, but at one point I remember wanting to become like a documentary maker, only because I thought like how friggin' cool would it be to have some way to share like a story with the world through like visuals, and that's basically what I get to do now. Who is your favorite Bachelor and Bachelorette? Okay, I'm excited about this question because going into this season of The Bachelorette, I actually thought it was gonna be a total disaster based on how she did at whatever that like impromptu thing was where they brought her on the stage and she just wasn't prepared at all. It actually reminded me a lot of exactly how I would be in that situation. If I'm not like mentally prepared for something, it would be a shit show. But if I have time to like think and process and think about what I'm gonna say and whatever, then I can like keep it together. But I feel like I would have been that exact same way. But for being like the lead of a show, I would never be able to do that like in a million years. So major props to everyone who is, because I think people don't give them enough credit. Just knowing how it is like on camera, and I'm not even in front of people, I'm like talking to myself, to be able to do some of the stuff they have to do in one take. There's just so much to it that I think people don't think about just as far as like production. But anyways, wow, we're getting off topic. Yeah, I was a little scared for Hannah at the beginning, but I think she is definitely my favorite Bachelorette so far. She's been on a few of the podcasts I listened to, and just hearing her talk about her coming into herself and like her personality, I just really admire her for that. I think she's like 100% herself, and it shows on this season. She doesn't like take bullshit from anyone. She says what she's thinking. I think she's just doing a great job. And my favorite Bachelor, Ben Higgins, for sure. Maybe I should go change and then go to a car wash. How do you juggle it all, boyfriend, career, and traveling? Just planner. One word, planner. Seriously though, anytime I talk about time management, it literally just comes down to planning. Like I said, I've talked about this a lot, but I basically go a few weeks to a month out and then I work backwards. So if I know something has to be done by a certain time, I just plan backwards. I think if something's important to you, you can figure out a way usually to get it done. It's just prioritizing time. So now that I am full on sweating, have coffee all over myself in my car, I think we're gonna call this one a wrap. But as far as the tie-dye drink, I would rate this probably like a 2 out of 10, maybe like a 3. Definitely wouldn't get it again. Maybe I would get it just to see if they made it differently, because I feel like something is missing in here. Since it is a new drink, maybe they just like don't know how to make it right yet. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, you can give it a thumbs up. I do want to do the trying my subscribers' favorite Starbucks drinks video, so let me know down below if you want to see that, or if you have any other kind of like car. I love a good car vlog. You know, I just feel like they're more chill. It's just like easier to talk to you guys in this kind of setting for me than under bright friggin' studio lights where you feel like you're being filmed. But I love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.